Here's our fourth lesson on conversions. This is percents to decimals. So the very simple rule is when you see a percent, you want to make it a decimal, you don't multiply by 100, you do the opposite of multiply, which is divide by 100, and that converts it back to a decimal. So another little trick we talk about, to divide by 100, remember that when you multiply by 100, the decimal will move twice to the right. When you divide by 100, the trick you can use is move your decimal not 2 to the right, move the decimal 2 to the left. Very simple, you don't even need a calculator, right? So here we have 17%, so we just kind of ignore the percent. So it's 17, we want to move the decimal 2 to the left. So of course the decimal is in the far right position, it's actually right there. So we're going to take that decimal and we're going to move it 2 to the left. So 1 and 2. So that answer is 0.17. Okay, again, the decimal is right over here at 185. We're going to move it twice to the left. 1, 2, in between the 1 and the 8. So we have a number as 1.85. That's the number 185% written as a decimal. At 0.76%, there's the decimal right there. We're going to move it twice to the left or divide by 100. 1, 2. So the decimal moves right there. And of course, when we move it twice around a vacant space like this, we just insert a 0 like that. So it moves from here to there. So it's 0.0076. So it's 0.0076. Okay, these ones are a little bit trickier because they're percents that are fractional. So we have 44.25. So before we do any dividing by 100, we have to take this portion of the percent and we have to change that to a decimal because right now it's fractional. So if you remember in a previous lesson, to change a fraction to a decimal, we divide the numerator by the denominator. So we'd go 1 divided by 4. Most students already know that that's 0.25. So in other words, this is 44.25%. If I rewrite it, it's actually 44.25%. So there's the decimal visible. We divide now by 100 or move our decimal 2 to the left. So it'll go 1, 2. It'll go right before that 4. So to write this as a decimal, it's 0.4425. Pretty simple. So in this case here, again, we have a percent, which is fractional. There's a fraction portion. It is a fraction that's greater, a percent that's greater than 100. But we take this fraction portion and we want to convert that to a decimal. Most students still haven't memorized this. So again, I will just simply divide 3, divide by 8, and I will get a decimal. And this is actually decimal 375. So when I combine this, this is actually can be written as 226.375%. So 226.375% is another way to write 226.375%. So now I see the decimal there. And in order again, you can see the rule, divide by 100, move that decimal 2 to the left, it's much easier. So move it once, twice. So it's now 2.226.375. And again, if students want to round that off, they can. So I could round that off to 2.23. Once again, because that 6 changes that to that 22 to 23. And there you have it. So that's how you change percents to decimals.